I just finished funnel hacking a brand that does over $600 million every single year, and this is the exact creative strategy that they're using. And by the way, this is the exact same strategy that we also use with our own 7 and 8 figure clients, just like this one that did $32.3 thousand just yesterday in sales alone. So let's get into the strategy. How are these brands scaling very, very aggressively? Well, as you can see here, they're doing something called whitelisting. Whitelisting is when you use other people's profile to increase the authenticity of the brand, increase conversion. What I've noticed across my own clients, and let me show you just a quick diagram, is that typically we get 15, 20, sometimes even 30% lower acquisition cost whenever we use this whitelisting approach, which I'll explain in just a second. Let me first explain and start off with that we are in the era of skepticism. The more we go on in time, as you can see from this graph, and the more the skepticism is going to increase and go up. Just because people get more aware of marketing schemes, how it works, they're not stupid. We're in a very consumption-based era where people know exactly what you're doing and how offers work, and so they're not stupid. So if there's one thing that can be added in terms of value is instead of just using profiles of your profile in terms of the brand profile that you're typically using or that most brands typically use, which is nothing wrong with that, but it's what most people do, we do whitelisting, where we're using creators' profile. And this works in a better way if the creator actually has some sort of authority, right? They're in control and they have a following, and they are known as to be like a great person, a great athlete, whatever that is. An example is like getting into the Joe Rogan show. People can really get and attribute your product to the brand of Joe Rogan, which is a great brand. And it doesn't have to be Joe Rogan. It can also be a simple, normal creator that has 25,000 followers. But long story short, if we leverage their following, we can easily go ahead and tap into a market and convert many more people, just because it's very authentic and raw pieces of content, because it's unbiased. It literally looks like an organic piece of content. The only thing that you have to make sure is that we essentially connect and make sure that we are launching the creative, is that the person doing the creative needs to be the same person on the profile that you're using, right? Or else it doesn't make any sense. Use this strategy and I can guarantee you that it's going to decrease your acquisition cost.